Good evening, everybody, and welcome to the post NFL stat line. Here talking about the previous game between the LA Rams and the Carolina Panthers with a good epic matchup. First to start the weekend off, ending with the final score being 37-34. LA Rams winning. Good outing for them. They advanced to the next round, going up against sorry, the first round by Seattle Seahawks. So they will have their third matchup for the year. Pretty epic matchup. Matthew Stafford threw for over 300 yards. Bryce Young had threw for over 285, and both teams had definitely had light up on the scoreboard as far as opening the playoffs in this wild card weekend, and pretty pretty interesting. The ground game was somewhat involved for both teams, somewhat non-relevant once it came down to the fourth quarter. Again, both teams had made um, initially enough big plays in order to keep them both in the game. Um, Both teams, I believe, when they first started off in the second, or I mean, that first quarter, they ended off with both scoring touchdowns within the first. So I ended up knowing that this was going to be a high scoring volume game if you ended up putting this game to be on your parlay weekend. And you ended up putting this game on your parlay. Honestly, this game went for over 45 and a half points. So it's one of the ones that you probably expected or not expected, but literally the LA Rams went into Carolina, pulled through in a hostile environment, and they ended up coming with the win. So they will be advancing to face the Seattle Seahawks on the next round in the so hopefully we'll go ahead and get to see more of these teams go by. I know I was doing more of these NFL takes last year, so I'm going to be giving more content wise as far as NFL betting and as far as NFL predictions per se. It's another game going on later on as far as the NFC is concerned. We have the Packers facing the Chicago Bears in Chicago. So this will be an interesting matchup to go ahead and see how the NFC North goes ahead and stacks up. Again, had the South can see if anybody can look at how well the both teams had played. Pretty much ending the Carolina Panthers season. I believe this was their first playoff appearance since having Cam Newton at the helm. Again, they made it this far. Hopefully, to see them back there at some point with Bryce Young and this young, very talented team. Again, they gave all the Rams they could have. They just didn't make enough unfortunate big plays on defense to keep them out of the end zone, which the Rams had scored and capitalized on most of the opportunities that were given to them. And again, they made the advancement that's going to take them to the divisional round as far as next week is concerned. And like I said, they will. This is their first, I think, road playoff win since 2021, which is good for this team since having Cooper Cup, and we're going to see how they're going to compare against their next opponents. Like I said, within their next opponents within the Seattle Seahawks, as they're going into there, they're going to have to take the road warrior way per se in this matchup. And again, there's going to be more playoff matchups going on for tomorrow. Again, be highly tuned in for that. It's the San Francisco 49ers against the Philadelphia Eagles at Philly. And there's also, sorry, give me some time. There's the Steelers versus Texans, goes black and gold on Monday night. And then we also still have the Chargers versus the Jaguars on tomorrow. tomorrow, I believe, at 4 o'clock. So again, heavily in tune to the playoffs. Again, I've been wanting to do more NFL coverage. It's just been one of them things. Just been trying to, been just invading. Unfortunately, again, we're going to get more content wise as far as the NFL action. Still going ahead and trying to think who's going to be considerably the MVP between Drake May, Matthew Stafford, and there's a few more hits that I've still been listening to the call ups come in, but again, still have a lot of action going on as far as sports is concerned this weekend. Still got NBA still going on with a few games, plus with the fact that there's a college basketball going on, and the wrap up for the NCAA football playoffs, which the national championship will be held next Monday. So again, highly anticipated. Like I said, there's a whole weekend of sports going on. Still got, like I said, one more NFL game going on. Again, NFC North Divisional playoff the round with the Chicago Bears hosting the Green Bay Packers. That game will be going on at 8. Take a look at the spreads at 1.5, going for the home team. Can easily swing any way at that point per se, because again, with Michael Parsons being out, I don't know how the defense will fare off with their pass rush, but I know that they will probably try to apply pressure to Caleb Williams, and they will mainly try to force him to stay in the pocket, which Caleb has at this point has proven that he's a capable starter at being in the pocket and hanging in there. So we're going to go ahead and see how well this young man's toughness is. Hopefully, they will get more opportunities for Chicago to go ahead and showcase that they're actually not the one and done team. That they're going to go ahead and make advancements and it's going ahead and returning to their natural order on top of the NFC North, get another competitive division. But that will be remain to be seen. We still have a lot to endure with these playoff runs. And again, I wasn't going to go too long on this live. So we were going to go ahead and give y'all some more content then later on during this evening. So again, be tuned in for more. We're going to have more playoff NFL playoff content coming your way. Take it easy.